Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode 11. Be with me in the book of 1 Thessalonians. I'm going to title today, More and More Love versus Less and Less Love, or versus the same and same love. Paul is asking the Thessalonians to remember that they have been taught by God to do something, and he's just encouraging them and urging them to keep going. Here it is from 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verses 9 and 10. Now concerning brotherly love, you have no need for anyone to write to you, for you yourselves have been taught by God to love one another. For that indeed is what you were doing to all the brothers throughout Macedonia. But we urge you, brothers, to do this more and more. That's it for today, because there's so much in here. So the topic is brotherly love. And of irony, right off the bat, Paul says, you don't have anybody to need to write to you for this, while he is writing to them exactly for this, because he does have some things to say about this. The most amazing is that it's taught by God. Oh, to be able to say that your teacher is God. Think about that. I was thinking about my best teachers. I was thinking Mr. Normwell and Mrs. Aquino, where learning was a joy. Now, that doesn't mean the expectations weren't high. There was high touch, personal care, but an urgency. Hey, we only have a semester. We got a lot to get through. There's a lot of material. So I was thinking about God being our tutor. How much would you pay to have God be your tutor, to review your work, to be your life coach? Oh, my goodness. All right, so the topic is, so I'm thinking about the whats and hows and whys and whos. The what, the topic we're talking about is loving one another. And how are we to love one another? Well, it's a way that God has been teaching us. He says he told us in the Old Testament he was going to put his law within our heart and write it on our hearts. John 14:23, one of my favorites, says, we will come to him. This is the Trinity talking, basically. That's the we part. We will come to him and make our home with him. So the Holy Spirit and the Lord makes his home with us now. And the idea here is he's going to move a few pieces of furniture around. He's going to change a few things, the things he writes on our heart. So he not only writes on our heart, he writes on paper. We have the word, and then we have the people of God to sort of help steer us. And that's what Paul is doing for the Thessalonians here now by writing them and acting as a little conscience for them. His presence, God's presence in your heart, is for a purpose, which is to not just to know, but to grow and to show it. All right, so why are we taught by God? Is it just to know it? No, it's to do it. Who are my duties? Who are they owed? Well, you start with the church. The people in this passage are the brothers in the church, brothers and sisters. Then if you don't have that, stop what you're doing and start doing that. And then if you have extra and you want to join the PTA and you want to coach a basketball team, then fine. All right, I want to camp on this little phrase here, the more and more part about us. So how is it a way that my love for one another's is to be characterized? Well, the answer is more and more. So if we ask the question, well, how's your love going? The answer should be more and more, knowing more, thinking more, praying more, and acting more. It's a forward. I'm thinking about a forward thinking. Are you moving forward in your love towards the church? Are you taking more risks? Are you challenging yourself and staying on the cutting edge? Are you stretching your love life, your church love life? In other words, is it characterized by growth? You know, that plants, how do you know if something is alive? It's actually a very interesting biological question. And the short answer is that something has to be growing. And that's what Paul is saying, is if we look at the life of your love life, it should be characterized by the more and more. Versus, think about this, death or decay. So there are people listening here today whose love life is characterized by withdrawal, or not engaging, not risking, maybe not even looking, frustration, weariness, disappointment, disagreement, which leading to a separation, or holding the church, or holding brothers, or holding sisters, or holding them at arm's length, versus holding them in your arms. So a question that we should ask is, who is in your arms? What are the names of the people that are in your arms from the church? Or even just let's start with this. Give me the name of the church, the people of God that are within your name. Or if you want to get more specific, well, what ministry is within your church, within your arms, that you are stretching towards, engaging in, leaning into, doing the more and more with? Who is in your arms? Another good question. I just recently went to a funeral of a 90-year-old plus person, and the thing that was called out over her over and over was, she finished well. So even at 90 plus years old, amidst all the challenges of the decline of being 90 years old, the thing that was said about her was more and more. She loved more and more, finished well, finished that way in the family, her personal family, and in the family of God. So a call today is, hey, have some people to love. And if you don't have a body to love this Sunday, go get one. And if you don't like the one you run into, ask them hey, this isn't the place for me. Can you recommend another church? That's where you'll get the best recommendations for churches. And ask yourself, does my love life of people in the church, is it characterized by the more and more versus the less and less? My encouragement today, go love more and more. Thanks for listening.